If you're ever going to get into recording your voice for voiceovers or for vocals, this is going to be a good tutorial for you to watch. If you already clicked on this video intentionally, you're most likely seeking the answer to the question of how far away should my pop filter be from my microphone, and how far away should I be from my microphone. When I had initially asked this question, I was actually having quite a lot of trouble finding a concrete answer online, so instead of that, I decided to ask my friend Wolfgang. Within his own words, in general, try not to get your mouth closer to the pop filter than to the microphone itself, as the closer you are to the pop filter, the worse its ability to block air will become. While it really does depend on what sort of sounds you're trying to make, a general rule of thumb is to mount your pop filter around 2 to 3 inches from the microphone itself. For people who use the metric system, 2 to 3 inches is around 5 to 7 centimeters. However, if you would like to get even more generalized with the answer, the distance is usually half the average distance from your mouth to the microphone. For example, if you have your mouth around 15 centimeters away from your microphone most of the time, you should try and have your pop filter be 7.5 centimeters away from your microphone itself. Essentially, you want it to be exactly in between. Now, we are brought to the question of how far away you should be from the microphone. In general, you want to be around 6 to 8 inches away from your microphone, which is 15 to 20 centimeters in the metric system. So, now that we have the answer to those two questions, I would like to give some minor tips on how to improve your recording quality just that little bit more. First, if you're well knowledgeable on how microphones work, you should probably already know that condenser microphones are incredibly sensitive. Because of this, it is imperative to know that you should not be yelling or making loud noises at a close range. To exemplify this, I will have you know that I have been around 15 to 17 centimeters away from my microphone this entire tutorial, but now I'm going to get as close as my pop filter is to my microphone. Aside from the obvious effect of me being much louder than I was throughout the rest of the video, you can most likely tell that I sound a bit more muffled, and you can hear more of my mouth noises, which are quite unpleasant for most people. Additionally, if I get too loud, you can hear a small static noise crop up whenever I start to peak. Now I am back in my normal speaking position, but that just goes to show that you should not be speaking as close as a pop filter is to your microphone. If you do, you are going to get numerous downsides and it will not sound as clear. Another thing to know about recording and pop filters in general is that they can actually help save your microphone from damage. While you are most likely unaware of it, every time you speak, your mouth ejects a small amount of spittle into the direction that you are speaking. Now, as you can probably guess, you don't want spittle to get into your microphone. And you know what can prevent spittle from getting into your microphone? Two things actually. A pop filter and speaking a good distance away. First, having a pop filter can actually capture the spittle that you expel from your mouth every time you talk, or like do a very loud P noise like And second, adding on to the speaking distance point, not only does it prevent those downsides I was talking about earlier, but it also makes it so spittle has a harder time reaching the inside of your microphone and muddling up those beautiful insides. Additionally, if you do not have a pop filter, whenever you make a loud noise or a P or B noise, I would recommend that you actually move a little bit further away from your microphone as to, once again, prevent spittle from getting inside. Well, that was all I really had to say for this tutorial, and I hope you learned something. See you next time.